Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting Engelgeist. My name is Dan Geist, and I am here to do another pick a card for you. This is my fourth pick a card, and I've decided to do it surrounding the Lion's Gate, which is August 8th, which is in a few days. Everybody's making quite a big deal about it. They're saying that there's quite a bit of energy behind it this year, even though it's an annual event that happens. And Leo energy is all full of like sort of grandeur and big, outrageous goodness. So the fact that this is going to be happening with so much sort of significance this year, I thought it might be good to do a Lionsgate pick a card. And basically, it's not just the Lionsgate pick a card. I thought I'd nickname it, "What is your pussy trying to tell you?" As you can see, I have 3 piles here, each with a very attractive pussy on top of it. I'm sorry. You have reclining pussy, seated at attention pussy, and laying on its belly pussy. So it's really your choice. I would suggest taking a very deep breath and maybe closing your eyes and choosing a pile that draws your attention once you reopen your eyes. And then from there, we'll get started. Afterwards, after I read each pile, I am going to pull from this weird deck that I've had for years called the Gypsy Witch. It's a really old deck. I can't even remember. I think I found it in a bookstore somewhere. And it's fortune-telling playing cards, and it's sort of worn off. They're very, very old. But I'm gonna also do that for each pile. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, and by the way, please, if you're like enjoying these videos, or if maybe my humor's a little too crass or whatever, you can certainly leave me a comment. Tell me any ideas that you might like to see. Or subscribe to the channel, give me a like, or whatever. You know what to do. All right, so let's get started with pile number 1, and this is laying on her back pussy. Okay, so group number 1. First off, if you chose this cat, I'm gonna assume right out of the gate that you guys are sort of into luxury, like having belly rubs. Like, let's just look at this cat. He is just like super happy, totally chilled out, totally like secure and safe in who he is. He's not threatened. He's got it going on. He just, I don't know. That's what I feel like this group is kind of, maybe this is what attracted you to this group of cards, but that's kind of what I feel like from this cat alone. So let's see what the Lionsgate has in store with you for you. I've used the deck. This deck is a very old deck that I've worked with since I was like a teenager, or I don't know, my early 20s at least. And I haven't worked with it in a really long time. It's called the Rorig Tarot. But I loved the star significance of the backdrop of the cards, and plus the design sort of feels kind of in line with the style of pick a card that it is today. So you'll see in the art why I sort of picked it. And it's also good to be back with this deck because it's been a long time since I've used it. I used to use it like faithfully for years and years and years. So your first card is the Hermit. That's funny, the Hermit showed up twice this week. So when I look at this card, let me just look at all 3 really quick. So you have the Hermit. You have the 9 of Wands, which is strength. Wow. And then for your third card is the Devil. Interesting. So I'm going to say this. It looks like the Lionsgate is going to pull out of you guys something very interesting. I think that what's going to happen here is this Hermit energy is, if you're not already doing the Hermit thing where you're going inward and finding your sort of center, this is now a good time to do it before the Lionsgate happens. Access to your spiritual knowledge, whatever might be clouding your head or whatever might be in your way or you're not seeing clearly, you want to get that clarity before the Lionsgate pops open, or, before the 8th, let's say. This is associated with Scorpio energy, I believe, or is it Leo? That might be the sign for Leo, actually. But To me, it feels like those of you that chose this pile might have been stuck for a while. You might have been doing, like, battling some things. And the reason why I say that is the devil card is present too, but also this maze all over the hermit's face. Like, this group has been looking for answers, trying to find them, trying to figure things out, sort of measuring everything, taking everything in, really trying to get all the facts together, trying to stay on top of everything. But I feel like there's a heaviness to this card. Like, maybe you haven't quite gotten the clear answers that you are used to getting, right? This other card here is the devil card, and I believe this is Capricorn. But to me, this card represents sort of like people in this group maybe have been dealing with issues either within themselves or with other outside influences that have been negatively affecting them. And I think that this is going to be an opportunity to release those relationships or those sort of situations that we have going on within ourselves that, like, bind us to our more negative behaviors or our lower vibrations. So if some of you are dealing with sort of like maybe eating too much or shopping too much, spending too much money, too much sex, addictions of any kind, I think that this Lion's Gate could be an opportunity for you to, if you go inward like the hermit and sort of clear away the clouds and go through, find your way through the maze, you could find yourself free of whatever it is that holds you back. If some of you are in abusive relationships or in a relationship that's no longer working or hasn't been working for a long time, that is this Devil's card. And what I feel like when I look at these little pieces up here is it feels like something needs to click, something needs to shift here. And once it does shift, it will click into place and you will be able to leave this situation behind. The reason why I say that is this card in the middle here, which is the Nine of Wands, which is strength. To me, it feels like this box, this rock here is the devil. Whatever it is that carries heavy, even on the hermit's mind, whatever he is carrying heavy, we are bursting forth after the Lion's Gate. It is exploding forward. There's a new light and a new change and a new strength, a new spiritual strength that's coming through us that I almost feel like we don't even know that it exists in this group, the people in this group. You guys probably, even when you're at your best, you're at this hermit space, you're feeling a little bit bogged down or heavy or disconnected from others. But here, it feels like you're really going to explode forward and let yourself be seen, let yourself shine, let yourself be vulnerable, let yourself sort of, and remember I said that this cat feels like it's vulnerable, like it can be vulnerable and feel safe. Let yourself be vulnerable and be seen for who you truly are and what you truly deserve and what you truly want. I think that's what stands to be gained by this group for the Lion's Gate on the 8th. So it'd be interesting to know if you guys would comment in the comment section and let me know post the 8th whether or not things did change for you or you did find yourself maybe finding some answers deep within that gave you the strength to let go of some things that were no longer serving you, okay? Now, I have only very few decks here that I can work with. So I was trying to figure out which decks work best with this sort of theme. So I went and I got my Law of Attraction, money and the Law of Attraction cards. You guys in your group got I Can Pivot from Feeling Bad to Feeling Good. Hold on one moment. He's not here. I'm working. Trabajo. No aquí. No. Pardon me, sorry, somebody looking for my gardener. Okay, so this card says I can pivot from feeling bad to feeling good. So that, when I look back at these cards, I don't necessarily feel like the Hermit is feeling great, but at least the Hermit feels okay. And the Devil card certainly feels bad. So we can pivot. What this sort of mirrors is that we can pivot between light and dark, the aspects of ourselves. We get to choose which one we're going to pay attention to. Are we going to go inward and solve our issues internally with the Hermit card, or are we going to go to a negative place and feel enslaved by our feelings or our emotions or what we focus on with the Devil card? Or are we going to access that strength? I think that we will access that strength in this group from the Lion's Gate because of this this opportunity to realize that you get to choose your feelings. You get to choose what you focus on. Now, I'll just read the back to you. As you look for a better feeling way to approach whatever you are giving your attention to, as you continue to ask yourself from your ever-changing vantage point, what is it that I do want? Eventually, you will be standing in a very pleasing place, for you cannot continually ask yourself what it is that you do want without your point of attraction beginning to pivot in that direction. This process will be gradual, but your continued application of the process will yield wonderful results in only a few days. So stay focused on what you guys do want. Stay focused on the idea of a new spiritual strength coming to you. Stay focused on the idea of busting through old paradigms that no longer serve you or are bringing you sort of harm or distress, and let those go. The last card that I pulled for this group, and this is another from another deck, it's called The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and I thought it was sort of suitable because it is dealing sort of, Eckhart Tolle is kind of a little bit of a mind-bender thinker, and on top of it, the Rohrig is, I believe, German is a German artist that made the Rohrig deck, and I believe Eckhart Tolle is German too, but his card says, listen to people's stories and you'll find that they could all be entitled, "Why I Cannot Be at Peace Now." The ego doesn't know that your only opportunity for being at peace is now. So again, this is about figuring out that right now you can pick the better choosing feeling. This group can pick where you want to be. If you want to be at peace right now, you can have it. This Lion's Gate is giving it to you. You just have to pivot your focus and choose to stay there. Be this reclining cat. Relax, chill out. Just roll over on your back and be like, okay, universe, take me. I'm ready. This Lion's Gate kitty is ready to go. So let's look at your Gypsy Witch card and see what's going on there. Let me see here. Let me pull these out. I'm just going to give them a quick shuffle. And these are just more for fun. I'm not even really sure about this deck. I just bought it because it was so old looking and kind of interesting and cool. So let's see what comes up for your guys' Group 1's Gypsy Witch card for the Lion's Gate. What is your pussy trying to tell you, Group 1? And we'll give it a good one for mind, one for body, one shuffle for spirit. And then let's see, what does Group 1 need to know, Spirit? Thank you very much. So you guys get the 2 of Diamonds, and it says number 18. Interesting. This card represents the ladies whose fortune is being told, and all the other cards affect it to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. When a lady's fortune is being told, number 19 has no significance in the layout. Whatever that means. I think 2 of Diamonds, again, when I think about what the rest of the read was about, we've got these diamonds of thought here. We've got 2 different choices. We can choose the good or we can choose the bad. We can choose the hermit or we can choose the devil. But somewhere they're both going to teach us. They're both going to get us to that place of spiritual strength. And we're going to come into an awareness of that we get to choose really where we put our energies, our attentions, and our intention. And when we do that, it's a powerful, powerful energy that gives us spiritual strength, like that 9 of Wands card. Okay, now I'm going to go on to Group 2. Group 2, you guys chose this cute little kitty. Now this little kitty's sitting upright. He's at attention. He's paying attention. He's ready to go. He also looks like he's been in a little fight here with his ear. I don't know. You guys might have a little bit of an attitude, a little bit of rough and tumble kind of kitties, but we'll see. Let's see what your cards have to say. What is the Lion's Gate going to bring to you guys? So let's see. The Ace of Cups. Ooh, bask in that sunlight. Or would you call that a full moon? Sorry, guys. I'm a dork. The Sun card. Whoa! Hey! And Abundance. The 3 of Cups. Okay, so you guys are rocking it out. You guys got good things coming to you come this August 8th. The Ace of Cups, she is just emanating power. She is emanating like what she's putting out into the universe. She is calling back to her. No harm, no foul. Like she is not tripping on who she is or what she is about. She is just putting it out into the universe. She wants it. She's manifesting it. She is having it. Just like this cat is like, I am sitting straight up. Here it comes. I expect it. I will even fight for that bitch. That's why my ear is all rotten. But anyways, so she's sending out what she wants into the universe. She's standing here naked in a way, and part of, not in a way, she is naked, but in a way, what that represents to me is she's vulnerable and she knows who she is. Well, you guys in this group, you know who you are, you know what you want, you know where your emotions stand, and you guys have kind of conquered your emotional selves a little bit, and you're ready to sort of like put it out there into the world and let that energy come back to you. Now, the next card you have is the Sun, and the Sun is associated with, I think the Sun is in Leo, and right now it's associated, I think the Sun card is also associated with Leo. This is Major Arcana. This is a big card. This has got a lot of energy to it, a lot of punch, let's say. It looks to me like this, there's a little person standing on a mountain here and there's like blood dripping from the sun. You guys have been through a lot to realize who you are in this Ace of Cups card. You guys have been through sort of like, let's say hell and back is what I want to, what my feeling is you've struggled a lot throughout your life in the past, maybe even the distant past, but you've done the work and you've brought it about and now it's time to shine. The sun shines on you. And from that comes this Three of Cups, which is this abundance. These walls, these rocks have parted, and the sort of the emotional self that is you gets to sort of come forward and just be who it is, be centered and grounded, and not necessarily be strong like these rocks, but not necessarily cut off or guarded or walled off in any way from life anymore. That's also reflected in this Ace of Cups. She's not walled off. She's almost like, bring it on, universe. What can you bring to me? And then the Sun just energizes that even more. So abundance is coming to this group on a very, like, not only just an emotional level, but I think like emotionally when we feel this good, like this Ace of Cups card, and then we're backed by the energy of a card like the Sun, and it is in Leo, right? It's in this whole Leo time. We're ready to have some opulence. That's what Leo, the sign, is all about. Like sort of not overindulgent, but indulgence and enjoying oneself and really like loving life. So let's see what your Money and the Power of Attraction card is. I do what I want. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I thought it said I do what I want. What do I want and why do I want it? Okay? And when I hear that, I go right back to this Ace of Cups card. What does she want and why does she want it? She clearly knows and she puts that emanation out. And the Sun is there to back her up and bring it to her and energize it to her. Let me read the little back thing. When you acknowledge what you do not want and then ask yourself, what is it that I do want? You begin a gradual shift into the telling of your new story and into a much improved point of attraction. You get the essence of what you think about, whether you want it or not, because the law of attraction is unerringly consistent. Therefore, you are never only telling the story of how it is now, you are also telling the future experience that you are creating right now. So I would say for this group, it's all about clarity in what you want and how you want it. Because you have that Sun card and that Abundance card, it says to me that you guys have the power during this time period to really be creating some magic for yourselves, really be creating what it is you want and how you want it, but get really clear on it. Your New Earth card is, there are 3 ways in which the ego will treat the present moment: as a means to an end, as an obstacle, or as an enemy. So you guys, I would say this, even though you're super empowered, be careful of your ego and always clock what your ego's doing and where it's at, how it's thinking about things, how it's viewing things, where it's holding you in your life, in your perception of how you are creating. Because this to me says that the ego is not your friend per se in any of these situations, but I don't feel like these cards feel like egoic to me. She feels vulnerable. She feels like she knows who she is, and she's sharing that out and expecting that back in return. So I would say with this group, be mindful of your ego, and that, because that would be the thing that would stop you from creating the abundance that I see in these cards. And with such a powerful Sun card there, you wouldn't want your ego to have such an effect on you that it's making you think less of yourself or think less of others or your environment or your capabilities, because right now in these cards, your capabilities are very high and very strong. You want to create during this time, and you can create either positively or negatively. But if your ego's at work and you're seeing things as a means to an end, as an obstacle, or as an enemy, that is your ego working against you. So I would definitely stop that as best you can, as quick as possible. Let's look at your Gypsy Witch card and see what that is, and see if that's going to connect with any of these cards. One for the mind. One for the body. And one more for the spirit. Spirit, please give them a card that best represents what they need to know during this Lionsgate transition. Okay. Your card is number 6 of clubs. Number 43. Lightning denotes surprise, disagreeable in accordance to distance. I don't know what the hell that means, but I am going to say this. It's kind of interesting because the number 43, 4 and 3 is a 7. Add 6, that's 13. It could be a 4. You could boil it down to a 4. The lightning idea, the lightning denotes surprise. Says to me that a Sun card, that you guys could be surprised by how much you could actually create during this time period if you're actually in a positive mindset. You might be surprised by how much you do create, even from a negative standpoint. That might be what it means, disagreeable in accordance to distance. If you're distant from yourself, or your ego's got you distanced from your positive thoughts, emotions, creations, you could be just as surprised there too, and it would be a strike of lightning for the good or for the bad. So you guys, that lightning says to me, there's a lot of activity, a lot of snapping energy. Do you want? I hope you understand what I mean. Like, the Sun is very powerful, the lightning is very powerful. They feel like they're there to back the people that have chosen this group. Stay focused on your positivity, to try and stay out of your ego as much as possible, and know that whatever you are creating, it is really for your abundance, as long as you're staying focused on that. Okay, so now let's get on to group number 3. Hold on one moment. So, sorry, somebody was knocking at the gate. So, group number 3 is the cat laying on its belly. And this cat seems very calm and at peace. It's just kind of chilling. No rough fighting, no weird ears, just chill cat. So let's see what this group's got. You guys have the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Discs, which is prudence, and the 10 of Discs, which is wealth. Nice. Okay. So I feel like with this group, to me, the Knight of Cups represents even though it's a Cups card, what I'm seeing from this is like deep thought, like he has a lot on his mind. And there's romance in this card, I feel like. I feel like some of you who choose this group might actually find the opportunity to find some romance. This rose makes me think that possibly this could be a male figure or another, just somebody romantically interested in you. If this is men that are watching, it could be a female that's presenting this rose to you, and you are the Knight of Cups, right? You've got a lot on your mind. Maybe you're not seeing it very clearly. But if you are a female and you're watching this, you might have too much on your mind, or you might have a man that is actually interested in you and he's thinking about you. When I look at this card, the Knight of Cups is all about emotional sort of stability and being clear and defined with sort of what it is that he wants, what his thoughts are, where his thoughts are placed, and being conscious of those things and moving forward from a place of love, from a place of peace, from a place of calmness. He's very cool and blue. He knows what he wants and he's going to go after it in a very calm manner. And that backs up this card to me, which is this Eight of Discs, which is prudence, which to me, discs deals with sort of money, material goods, things like that. But with prudence, this feels like it's an opportunity for growth for you. And actually, there's a small crowd of people down here for you and maybe the people around you. I don't know if this is coworkers, friends, business ideas that you might have, but this feels like this might be an idea that catches fire and grows into something really wonderful for you. But be careful because this is the prudence card. So I would say some of you might need to be prudent with like maybe your money stuff to be able to attain the growth that you're looking for. But that growth is there. Just be smart about it. And then others, I think this might be an opportunity or business, like for a new business idea, a new portion of growth to the already existing job that you have, or maybe a promotion, that sort of a thing. But it feels like it's moving forward and growing bigger and larger and better. 8 is also an infinity symbol, which I like that for this card and for this group. The last card is the 10 of Discs, which is wealth. And to me, this is a great card to follow that 8 of Discs prudence. So if we're being prudent and smart with our thoughts, and like the Knight of Cups is doing, he's being very clear with his thoughts, we're going to lead ourselves down a path to a place where we have abundance and wealth. A place where we can sort of create the things that we want or the things that we thought maybe we weren't going to be able to have, but now we actually can, post Lionsgate and all of these eclipses and all of this astrological stuff. If we start to realize who we are and how we relate to the world, how we think and what we're bringing into the world, where we're approaching the world from, we can actually create really wonderful, beautiful wealth and happiness from that, okay? So now let me look at your... and that's this wonderful cat that's like sort of sitting on its belly, just resting, just knowing that it can do it. Let's look at your money and a power of attraction card. That's right. I can create both money and the time to enjoy it. Oh, nice. Many of you tell us that you are so busy making your money that you do not have time to enjoy it. For when you rely on your action to create, often you are too tired to enjoy your creation. Once you not only understand the power of your thought, but deliberately direct this powerful tool in the direction of things that you desire, then you will discover that the action part of your life is the way you enjoy what you have created through your thought. So again, they're talking about thought and creation, and this Knight of Cups is all about that. They're also talking about I can create both money and the time to enjoy it. So this prudence kind of ties in there with this wealth card. It's like if we can create this wealth, be prudent about how we view ourselves, be prudent about our thoughts. What's the point of creating a bunch of wealth if we cannot enjoy it, right? And I think that this group will be able to enjoy it, but you guys really need to embrace the fact that you're thinking clearly. And also don't forget that there's a romance tie to this. I'm feeling this for some of you in this group, that there's definite romance ties going on too. So allow yourself to create the money and the wealth and be happy and excited about it, but also don't stop there. Don't just keep like trying to hammer out that wealth and not enjoy yourself and sit back and relax like the reclining kitty that you are. Let your pussy rest. Okay. The next, I can't believe I just said that. The next card is your New Earth card by Eckhart Tolle. And it is, when you are present, when your attention is fully in the now, presence will flow into and transform what you do. There will be a quality and power in it. Guys, you are present when what you are doing is not primarily a means to an end, money, prestige, winning, but fulfilling in itself, when there is joy and aliveness in what you do. So this Knight of Cups, see how he has this rose? He's seeking love, he's in love with what he does, he's thinking hard about it, he's calm, he's cool, he's collected, he's part of the universe. He's definitely creating what it is that he wants through his thought. You guys need to be focused on creating that too, and being in the present and fully in the now, but also, be present in the sense of what you're creating, not like a means to an end. Like, we're not creating all this money so that we can die with a bunch of money in our pockets. Like, enjoy yourself. Find the things that are fulfilling and bring you joy and aliveness to what you do, is what that card is saying. And that piggybacks on that other card from the money and the law of attraction. I can create both money and the time to enjoy it. So find your way through that maze, guys. Now let's look at your Gypsy Witch really quick and see what she's got to say for group 3. I hope you guys are finding this informative. Please give it a like, a share, a subscribe. Share it out. Other people might need to know what their pussies need to say to them too during the Lion's Gate. It's important that people have, good communication with their pussies at this time, especially in the sun sign of Leo. I just noticed too the Gypsy Witch cards are purple too, and I did a purple theme. I didn't plan that. Okay, so 2 of Hearts. Number 19, which is 10, which is the number 1. This card represents the gentleman whose fortune is being told, and all the other cards affect it to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. When a gentleman's fortune is being told, number 18 has no significance in the layout. And 18 was over here in group number 1, guys. And it's a chick and a dude, and they want to go, oh, yes. Anyways, so she has no significance. But anyways, that was group 1. You can go back and watch group 1's video if you'd like. Watch the whole video all the way through. I would love it if you did that. But anyways, this to me denotes that sort of idea of romance. It's the 2 of Hearts, guys. And that brings me back to that Knight of Cups. Some of you are definitely, like, this Lion's Gate is going to open up some ideas for you about getting clear on what it is you want, not only financially, but also romantically. And it's going to allow you to have those things. Once you have those, the sort of money and the finances all together, it's time to bring in that love and allow yourself to enjoy it, okay? I think that that's really key for you guys. So please go about doing that. Please enjoy yourself. Have a great Lion's Gate for all of you guys. I hope that you get everything that your pussy desires. And I will see you guys at my next pick a card. I hope this wasn't too raunchy. I mean it all in fun and play. I just thought it would be a cute theme. And you're hearing Lion's Gate, Lion's Gate, Lion's Gate, and I had these little cats, and I thought, oh, what's your pussy want you to know? So that's what I'm titling this pick a card. All right, you guys, please give it a like, or if you hated it and it's totally inappropriate, let me know that, and I'll stop doing it, and I'll leave my childish humor at the door. All right, love you guys. Take care. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Oh, and also tune in tomorrow night for a special event here on YouTube. I will be doing another form of divination different than cards that I'm excited about. All right, thanks. Have a great night. Bye.